Have you ever lost your temper and found yourself acting in a manner way different from who you are? Well, patience is one of those virtues that sounds simple from a distance. However, while the thought of waiting for something you want or need seems easy in theory, it's much more arduous in practice. When you're actually faced with the obstacle, the entire concept of patience grows more challenging, and it can be very difficult to improve patience in the moment. But before we go more in depth with this topic, we need your support by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and please click the bell icon to receive new video updates. First key tip to develop your patience is to slow down. If you have the tendency to rush around to try to hurry things up, want things done immediately and can't wait for things to take their natural course, stop. Take several deep breaths before you act or make a move. For example, if you're in a long lineup at the grocery store or in heavy traffic, make the decision to pause and not get worked up. Do some isometrics, listen to the radio, or just enjoy the view. Getting impatient won't make things move along any faster, so why get worked up for nothing? 2. Acknowledge the effects of impatience. In the moment, notice what is making you impatient and ask yourself, do I have control over the situation? If not, what do I have control over in this moment? Is the feeling of impatience helping the impact of the situation? What emotion or mood would be more helpful instead of the impatience? 3. Practice thinking before you speak. Slowing down and actually listening to what is being said around us and to us is becoming a lost art. Is it because we do not care what people are saying? Or is it because listening actually requires work? Listening takes effort, and in a world where people tend to want everything faster, easier with less work because of the amount of energy that listening requires, many people just do not bother. Sometimes we blurt out the first thought that comes into our heads without considering the consequences. If we're patient, pause, and go over what we want to say, we can avoid hurting or offending others. 4. Use the extra time wisely. Now that you have extra time in this moment, what will you do with it? Instead of focusing on the thing that is in your way or the thing you are after, focus on something else you normally don't have time for. After all, how often do you find yourself with extra time? Probably not very often. Use that time to meditate, read an article, listen to a podcast, text something nice to a loved one, or practice gratitude. 5. Upgrade your attitude towards discomfort and pain. So many of us have the belief that being comfortable is the only state we will tolerate. Intelligent people say to themselves, this is merely uncomfortable, not intolerable, in the process of changing a destructive habit. This will grant them a great chance to look at their avoidance patterns. 6. Stop resisting. Have you ever noticed that when you meet an unplanned inconvenience or challenge with resistance, you are really thrown off and your mood can turn sour and heavy? Everything becomes about overcoming and removing the challenge when you resist it. On the other hand, when you meet an unplanned inconvenience or challenge with calmness, your mood remains steady and patient. This is the power in responding, rather than reacting to unwelcome circumstances. Most often, it is not external circumstances that make you upset. It is your reaction to those external circumstances that causes you the greater dose of stress in life. 7. Practice empathy. If the trigger of your impatience involves another person, then empathy is something that can be of tremendous value. Empathy is essentially an awareness you have of another person's feelings and emotions. It's an ability to imagine what someone else might be thinking, feeling, and going through in the particular moment. In other words, you're essentially putting yourself into the other person's shoes and trying to experience the situation from their vantage point. This is, of course, extremely valuable. 8. Relax and take deep breaths. Most of all, just relax and take deep breaths. Taking slow deep breaths can help calm your body and mind. This is the easiest way to help ease any impatient feelings you're experiencing. If breathing doesn't help, I find taking a walk to clear your head can be helpful in getting refocused on what's important. The point is to find some time for you each day to decompress. Patience is definitely a valuable character trait to develop. It may appear to be passive, However, it's an active, purposeful, and necessary form of self-discipline. Without patience, many of our actions would be counterproductive, and ultimately, much time and energy would be wasted spinning our wheels. So surely patience is a time-tested virtue.